listening to the world-famous White Roof Radio, Woofcast number 634, recorded November 30th, 2017. Tonight brought to you by CravenSpeed.com, MotoringBadges.com, and OutMotoring.com. Mini performance, speed, and, style. It's OutMotoring.com. There he is. We got Gabe.
Hello,
Gabe. Good evening.
Hey guys, I don't have a ton of time, and I apologize for saying that.
No, that's all right. What's going on? How's your night?
I just thought I'd call in for a couple minutes and say hi.
Well, that's really.
Are we in Black Roof or White Roof? No. We're
in White Roof. We just did an intro, and this is White Roof already.
Shades of pink.
Well, we're in Cotton Candy Roof because this new Skype is making me batty.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Well, I'll let you guys continue. I'll just listen in and chime in.
Give me just a second, Gabe, to finish starting the show, and then we'll just kind of roll right into it.
Oh, is it that time?
It's that time. I just did an intro, like I said.
Oh my god!
And this
are you going to talk about Out Motoring's amazing discount right now?
Yes, this is exactly what I was getting ready to do. I was actually getting ready to say, "Hey, everybody, it's DB in Arizona with a brand new episode of the world famous White Roof Radio, recording episode number 634." You're hearing Gabe, I believe, who's currently at a cocktail party. I'm not sure. Sounds like it. Our man Todd's here as well. Todd, say hi.
I am here.
There he is, but see, then Gabe got quiet. And then also the good Reverend Mr. Chad Miller from Detroit Tune, DetroitTune.com is here. Chad?
Yes, I am here. Not in a cocktail lounge.
That's Gabe. Gabe's in the cocktail lounge.
I'm not in the cocktail lounge. I had a speaking engagement, and there is currently Queen playing at the establishment I'm at.
Is it Fat Bottom Girls?
No, Queen.
Then
It's the song that they. Oh my god, what's it called?
Bohemian Rhapsody.
It's yes, thank you. And right now it's a Figaro, and Nobody Loves Me, etc. And everybody's going crazy.
So you're having a Wayne's World moment there.
There's a Wayne's World moment here, and right now the AMC Gremlin looks pretty good.
Got the flames going.
Oh,
hey,
good
they
times.
were always good.
No, they weren't. Nope.
Yeah, nope. No, they weren't. They
exploded.
That's a bold-faced lie.
Spectacular.
No, Todd, they didn't explode. They slowly ran down and disintegrated.
Yes. And that's why you don't see them on the road anymore, because they've just disintegrated, and they have once again become one with the earth.
Yes, that's true. They were very thoughtful in terms of their recycling program.
Yes.
Kind of like the i3.
Wow.
That's actually more true than you know, DB. More true than you know.
Just jump right into it. But before we do
or
that...
Or maybe you do know. I don't know.
If you guys follow us on Twitter, you already saw that my post, and it just said that our Skype was blown up, our Slack channel, sorry. And that was part Brian and Todd just picking on Gabe, and that's just part...
Well...
Anyway,
it wasn't them picking on
a little
me.
bit. Yo, Gabe, honestly, Brian purposely looks for stories on Motoring File from other sites so that he can post the links from the other sites to make you pull your hair out.
No, that wasn't the reason why. We got into a great conversation.
It was a great conversation, which we're going to get into
about electric cars
and other things, and we're going to get into that. I really want to get into that, but let me
talk. What's Motoring File?
See, exactly. Yeah. At least he said.
I had to turn
my click.
At least he said, "What's Motoring File?" Not "What's Out Motoring." Outmotoring.com. Our friends over at Outmotoring.com. You know them already. It's Christmas, guys.
Heard from them all the time.
It's Christmas, and this is the silly season, right? And you just gotta suck it up and deal with it. And it's like, okay, well, now it's Christmas. Now what am I going to do? If you've got a mini enthusiast in your life, or you're a mini enthusiast and you want something that's mini related for Christmas, you know what you do? You go over to outmotoring.com and you find the thing that your mini enthusiast friend or friends or family members or whatever wants, needs, or desires. Either something for their mini, something for their person. Now's the time to get that kind of stuff. You go over there and you can get all the cool, personal things like the shirts and hoodies and hats and watches and Gabe's favorite, the shoes. You can get all the cool like little accessory bits, a glove box organizer and stuff like that, right? All the really cool, just a little like stocking stuffer stuff, or you can go nuts and get the bigger things like whole sets of wheels or intakes or exhausts. And if you do that, good chance Outmotoring is going to cover the shipping on that if you spend at least $195. Boom. Done and done. Go over to outmotoring.com. Now, this is the key, is I want you to make sure that you are actually signed up for the email newsletter, because even now, even during the silly season, you still get 5% off with your special discount code that comes in via email, which is super awesome, right? Right. Just go. Valve stem covers, $7.95. Car care products, all the great stuff that you're going to want. JCW logo keychains. And if you're a DIYer, use Outmotoring as your parts desk. Trust me on this one. Probably save you some money, first of all. Number two, you're supporting somebody who supports the community. That's number two. And number three, he sells Aston Martin parts, which means Aaron has an Aston Martin, which means he needs the money because he has an Aston Martin. Come on. Got to help this guy out. Go over there and do it now. Please, Outmotoring. Outmotoring.com. Mini performance, speed, and Mini Cooper Union Jack keychains for $5.95. That's outmotoring.com.
Oh.
News music, sort of. Something. Battle music, more like.
Something.
I'll put in some proper battle music here.
Let's put in some dubstep.
Yeah. Whoop, 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 whoop. So
nothing wrong with that.
All right. So in one corner we got our man Gabe. He is BMW through and through, right? Hardcore BMW enthusiast. Gabe, would you agree? Yes. Yeah, that was him agreeing.
That was a yes.
And then on our other side is we have our man Todd, who also BMW enthusiast, but at the same time, not going to take any of Bridger's shit. So
realist. I'm a realist, man.
Yes. And the conversation started off this week with over at Motoring File. You guys probably read this already. How Mini is actually everybody grabbed this story. Literally everybody grabbed the story that Mini is not going to be an electric only car company anytime soon.
Can you guys hear me?
We can now.
Oh, that's great.
So anyway,
how are we not in the same opinion, Todd? That's what I don't understand.
I don't know. We're not. I don't think electric cars are as close as you do. That's about as. And it's close. Not a differing opinion, but
no. Here's the deal. Nobody knows how close they are.
Yeah, that's true.
Right. That's
I think true.
But I think the reality is the only thing that I sort of spouted out in the Slack channel that we have, which would be awesome for everybody to subscribe to if they could, but it's secret.
Yeah, we'd get sued for asking.
Yeah, but the only thing I talked about is the fact that in 2021 there's going to be a new platform, and BMW is attempting to partner with another automaker on the platform. I suspect they'll have very little input on that platform because it's 2017 and almost 2018,
right?
And it's already almost too late to impact it. But the next platform is the one where BMW is essentially going to be like, do we make this electric only? And that next platform is going to be 2028.
Here's my problem with...
hold on really quickly. So all I'm saying is that automakers are basically setting themselves up to define when they're making a switch over. If BMW is saying, hey, we're going to maybe make Mini switch over sooner, then I would say, 2028 would be a pretty intense bet. Well, because that is when they could theoretically create an entirely new platform for an only electric brand.
Here's the problem with the quote that was pulled out that I think everybody liked to pull out of that from Peter Schwarzenbauer Gruber, whatever, of the chairman of BMW, was basically saying that Minis are selling poorly in the U.S. That's not news to anybody. They even admitted it. And because of that, his proposal was that Mini was going to become an urban electric brand only in the U.S. to try and solve that.
Well, but do you really think that? I think if you read the actual quote, it wasn't so resolute, and it wasn't so like we're going to do this tomorrow.
No.
But I think you and I both have the same problem with that statement, or the notion.
And for me, the notion is that I think everybody in the rest of the world and half the people, every marketing company in the United States is trying to sell everybody on the fact that the entire United States population lives in a big city, which is, I mean, it's an absolute falsehood. In fact, recent statistics are showing that the millennial generation, who's spending more money than anybody, they are in fact growing up, getting married, having kids, and moving to the suburbs.
Right.
I mean, statistically, but it's impossible. I mean, the way America's sort of like society set up, like it's impossible for them not to do that.
Right.
I mean, that's happened for every generation since the 50s. So that's not a surprise. But I do think that there's a different rationale given to a larger percentage of the population around ownership of cars. And also, like, implied in that is just, like, care about cars. And I think that there is something to be said about, like today, Volvo introduced their Care by Volvo. $600 a month for their new small SUV. Well, yeah, sure. Starting, whatever.
That includes that $600 a month includes insurance, maintenance.
Exactly.
A concierge service that comes and gets the car.
And you can trade up to a larger Volvo like a few times a year. So
and I'm like,
the point
where do I sign
like,
up for that? And why isn't Mini doing that?
That is a different math, Yeah. But the point is though, that is something, and it's not millennials. Here's the secret to all this in terms of marketing. People talk about millennials, or frankly, the generation below them is the one that's actually way more interesting and insane. But it's behavior, and behavior is not something that's necessarily just defined by generation. I mean, Todd, you exhibit some of the same behavior. I do. Chad does. DB does not. But
what kind of behavior?
You probably do, actually.
What kind of behavior?
My point is that it's behavior. So it's not like it's your behavior is, you look at that deal and you're like, yeah, that's a great. Oh, sorry.
That's all right, Gabe. That's all right.
Oh, I said another word. That's a great deal. That makes a lot of sense. It's logical based on what I need. I do too, and it's sort of like like we all expect that now. Like that's something that makes sense to us in our sort of culture.
It is the first time that we'll just call it this, the car sharing idea has been presented in a way that I find palatable. Mm-hmm. It's not for everybody. Mm-hmm. A 30-year-old is not going to want to spend $600 a month for a car, but when you think about it, it includes insurance. That's really only about $500 a month for a car payment, and it includes your maintenance.
Right.
Going, I know a lot of people who pay $500 a month for a car payment. That's not that much.
Right. Be pretty nice.
Agreed. Agreed. And that's a nice car. I know you guys, DB, said starting, and that's fair, but it's not like it's a Civic. I mean, it's a Volvo.
Yeah, it's a Volvo. It's a really nice car. Right. Yeah.
It should be decent.
Yeah.
It should be nice.
But I'm skipping past all of your guys' conversation and arguments because I want Waymo to give me an app on my phone. I can punch it up and say, Waymo, come pick me up and take me to work. That's what I want.
So
all the rest of this to me is just nothing.
Wins on that comment because that is ultimately what a lot of people want.
And I know that's the eventual end game. That's going to be the eventual end game with this electric car, or hydrogen, or whatever is going to be, GM or Google or Uber or whoever. Or all of them.
I don't know.
Doing some kind of, the car driving service where it's like a car will come and get you. You get in the car and it takes you where you want to go.
Can we talk about something really quickly? And unfortunately I have to eject. I have to hit a button that ejects me from the podcast. But can we just say something? Like when I wrote on Motoring File, when I read the quote from Peter Schwarzbacher, who said, maybe Mini should just become a fully electric brand.
Right.
I had a visceral reaction, and I imagine everybody, who's listening and everybody, who is talking right now, or
Facebook
is
has
in this
been blown
conversation,
up.
had the same visceral reaction.
Yeah. I use the word terrifying. I use the word terrifying.
So I want to challenge everybody who had that reaction. I did too. I'll say that. I was one of those people who had that reaction. To think, to take some time, and then think about that. And I want, if anybody has driven a Model S, Tesla Model S, it makes this conversation easier. If you have, imagine that car 2,000 pounds lighter and smaller. And imagine that car as something that is stylistically as cool like a Mini. And suddenly, imagine that car with technology that allows it to be charged in 15 minutes with a 300-some mile range.
And will it still be the same price? That's the final.
Well, sure. Take that away from us. Take price. Let's pretend it's almost the same.
Okay.
Isn't that pretty interesting?
Oh, absolutely. Sign me up. If it's going to basically be the same lifestyle, yet be more efficient.
Yeah. Well, no. It's actually, that's the thing, Todd. I would actually say efficient. Oh, sorry.
That's all right, Gabe.
Damn it.
Ew.
Screw efficiency. It's not about efficiency. What I just outlaid with the Model S is insane fun and high performance. A different kind of performance. A wall of torque.
Okay, and here's where we come full circle, and you get to go after this. Here's the problem: I don't care who you are. Mini is not marketing itself as a brand that is fun. It is ridiculous, and we will talk about it. It needs.
You're right, Todd. I can go because I know you have this.
Okay. Thank you for your confidence, Mr. Cheers.
And I agree with you, and I will let you take it.
Gabe, have a pleasant evening. Enjoy the rest of your Queen concert or whatever you're doing.
Yes.
Very
Later.
good.
And you, sirs.
Thank you, sir. Goodbye. Have a great night. Gabe Bridger, motoringfollow.com, everybody.
Okay, so to continue my thought, and DB, you need to link this up in the show notes. If you're listening to the podcast right now, I want you to pause and get yourself to a computer.
No, you don't need to. You just punch through on your app. Everybody, why we're afraid of people, subscribe. They don't listen on their computer anymore.
Yeah, punch through whatever it takes to find this ad. And I want you to go look at the latest marketing campaign from our friends at MINIUSA.
Oh.
It is called the Epic. What is it called? The Epic Experience Pass. The Epic Experience Pass.
Man,
and what this
is going to make you insane, folks. It made me freaking sane.
We talked about this a few weeks ago. I talked about it before it came out because I'd seen the details on it. And what it is it's basically a campaign to sell Countryman. And it's $1,500 off. There it is. And if you buy a new Countryman, you get this Epic Experience Pass, which I'll tell you right now, the gist of it is you get a $250 gift card.
So like REI or something, right?
To some it's to some local craft cocktail farm to table whatever hipster douchebaggery that they come up with. And I mean about that because a lot of the places are kind of cool. Yeah. But it's some little, local support your craft people.
I love gluten. I love gluten. Okay.
Yes.
I got that out of my system. Continue.
The gluten-free cocktail craft.
Fair trade, artisanal.
Made with our own local, honey, hand rolled cigar. We make our own whiskey in our old shoes.
Okay, so I think we kind of get the point. But here's the thing with this ad, gang, and I want you to go ahead and punch it up. There's going to be a link to it in the show notes. It's just a YouTube video. The thing with this ad is it doesn't actually tell you what the Experience Pass is, nor does it
Which is why I told you.
Yeah, nor does it say anything about the car.
Well, here's the thing:
you see the car cruising around on a dirt road in a snowy mountain range. And
you don't even see the car. You see the car pull up. You see the car moving about a foot.
Yeah. And
people getting out of the car to go to their experience. I'm using air quotes here. And here's the problem with that as a car ad. The car is irrelevant
right
to the campaign. because the campaign is about getting you to this epic experience. And that epic experience has nothing to do with driving the car. The car is merely a commodity that gets you to, your craft cocktail,
hand-rolled cigar,
exactly.
artisanal
or
experience.
Your kayak class or whatever the weird thing it is, your surfing grandparents on the beach. I don't care. It's all fine, and these people do this, and it's fine. But the problem is, the epic experience of owning a Mini should be driving the freaking car. That is the experience that you have every day. Getting in and driving the car and enjoying it.
Yes.
I agree.
Yeah.
Just, we're going to get you to the experience that you want to have. Owning a Mini and driving a Mini is the experience you want to have.
Yeah.
And
Right.
this is where it fails. It fails 1,000%.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, Mini USA. You wasted your money on
I'm
this.
not sorry.
Because
Because it's a horrible campaign.
Needs to make you smile, not the experience of the car getting you to an experience to make you smile.
Yeah.
I wish I could link this up because
I've got an app on my phone. I actually have two apps on my phone. One's called Uber, one's called Lyft. And I can have either one of those take me to artisanal experience.
And you'll have a good conversation.
And I'll have a great conversation with my driver, get to my artisanal craft, local grown, gluten-free experience, and have a great time.
You don't have to worry about
and I don't have to worry
having
about driving
insurance.
back. Exactly. I don't have to worry about any of those things. And have a
price
great time.
matching.
I don't
There's
need a car for
no
that.
AAA roadside assistance.
Yeah, but
There's nothing.
But here's the thing. Can I use that service to take me to Southwest Minifest happening in San Diego this year? Or take me to Amviv? Or take me down and run laps on the Dragon? Or
Mini
Minis
takes
on
the
top?
States?
Or Mini Takes the States? No, I can't do any of that. Or do anything with my local club and go to, even with the SCMM, go to a monthly
do a
breakfast
track
at
day.
Ruby's? Do a track day?
You couldn't do autocross.
Can't do any of that stuff.
You can't do a car show.
It's retarded.
You can't be a mini
Enthusiast.
consumer.
You can't be an enthusiast unless you have
Right.
a car.
here's I'm going to get to this big point too in a little bit too. But
Bring Brian in when you can too.
here's what struck me about this ad is I'm a huge college basketball fan. I watch my KU Jayhawks, and they're very good, by the way, this
Go
year.
Lions.
Rock Chalk.
Yep, thank you. I'm watching ESPN, and I'm watching a KU basketball game
I'm gonna try
over
to
the
add Brian
weekend.
in.
And this ad comes on. It's a national TV ad, okay, TV spot. This epic experience where literally I'm sitting there, and I turn over to my lady friend, and I'm like, did you just see the same ad? I had to roll it back. I go, what is wrong with this ad for a car ad? And she goes, there's nobody driving the car.
Oh,
All you see is people getting out of the car.
Yes.
There's no driving.
Yes.
That's not part of the experience. And I'm like, why take this car? Why don't you just take a cheap Honda Fit, or why don't you take a Ford Escort?
Didn't we discuss that with the last batch of photoshopped photos, where all the pictures of people that were photoshopped in were ignoring the
They're
car,
50 feet away from the car,
or they're walking away from the car, or they're not paying any attention.
They're
to the
looking
car
at the
all.
donut shop.
Right.
In a city that doesn't even own cars.
Right. It's so there's so much wrong.
I don't know what's going on
with this way. And here's where we get to what Gabe said. Hopefully he agrees with me on too. Is they're marketing to a group of people who are not going to buy this car no matter how hard you market to them.
No matter how many Instagram filters they use, these people are still not going to buy this car.
Yep, they're still not going to buy this car. There are people buying Minis, and they're still buying Minis. And I still say, and Mini knows their demographics.
Yeah.
They know their age demographics, their economic demographics.
Yep.
I am telling you, the people they're targeting, these young, and I still want to say the word hipster, millennials, whatever you want to call these people, the craft culture.
Yeah.
Yep.
They're not buying any kind of cars. They have the money, but they don't want to.
And the ones that are buying cars, they're buying those little baby SUVs, and not even a Countryman. They're buying like the Hondas and those kind of cars, and the Toyota RAV4s.
Right, the HRV, not even the CRV. They're buying the little ones.
The HRV, but the HRV is kind of a cool little car, though.
It is. It's a good-looking little
I
car.
like
I'll
that
give
little
it to Honda.
Well, there's a lot of cool cars in the world. I mean, nobody's negating that. But why isn't Mini selling themselves?
That's the thing, is you've got to sell this car as an experience in driving, because that's where it excels. Because as a commodity, and this is what we were talking about in our discussion this past week, Mini has become, even in their advertising, it's a commodity. Which by that I mean It doesn't make a difference whether you drive a Mini or a Honda or a Toyota or a used GTI Volkswagen. It doesn't matter. It's just to get you there. Okay. Mm-hmm. And so they're saying, well, if you're just going to get there, you might as well get there in a Mini. We don't care. And you go, how is that a way to market yourself? It's like Tommy Boy trying to sell brake pads. You want to buy these brake pads? Nope. Okay. See you later. That's how Mini's marketing the cars.
So many quotes.
It makes no sense. You guys know exactly what I'm talking about, right?
Yeah.
Exactly.
Exactly what you're talking about.
It's like, come on, people. You got to sell this a little bit. Put a little sizzle in the steak once again. Get back to the core of what this thing is.
No pun intended.
Why we love these cars, because they're still freaking fun to drive. And like I said, other cars on the road, yeah, they're cheaper, more affordable, and, probably just as good. Pretty much any car you buy today
is a good car.
It's pretty good. Most cars made today are pretty good.
Yes. For the most part, yeah.
And you know what? They all have pretty good tech too.
Yeah, I mean, clearly short of buying anything that costs over $100,000, because you get into that category.
Right.
Yeah, we're not talking supercars here, but we're just talking your basic.
Go buy a new Kia. It's a good
your freaking Chevy Cruze.
Yes.
Yeah.
It is fairly good on gas. It has everything you want to plug everything in. It will get you there, guidance, the whole 9 yards.
Has the backup camera, has the CarPlay, all of the things.
Really boring to drive.
I like to say it's a soul-sucking experience to drive, and that's just about anything else. And I've driven a lot of cars. You guys have driven a lot of cars too. I travel quite a bit, and I rent a car whenever I go someplace, and I try and choose something different. I want to get a variety, everything from Jeeps to Dodges to Kia Souls, and some of them are pretty decent cars. I mean, the Kia Soul is a really decent vehicle. It's a solid vehicle. I'll say that.
Yeah,
it has its place in the market.
Absolutely, and that's why they sell. You see so many of them on the road. I mean, DB, you see in Phoenix, there's probably a lot of cars. There's you see every other car is whatever, a Kia Soul or a Hyundai.
Right now,
something.
every other car is like a Honda CR-V, Toyota RAV4, the mini SUV, not the full-size SUV, not the mini SUV, the mid-size SUV, the Countryman-size SUV.
The Murano type thing, the Nissan Juke.
Jukes. Oh,
I hate the cars, but they're everywhere.
They're everywhere, man. They're so ugly.
Well, it's just...
Yeah, but there's no accounting for taste. Sometimes. No, I mean, really, there isn't. I mean,
no. Look at this week's show.
It may be the ugliest car in the world, but that fits that person's
somebody still likes it.
Their need and their price point, and they get a whatever off because the dealer is running some 4th of July special or whatever, and boom, 50 more on the market.
Yeah.
So,
it's nuts. I'm going to try and add Brian to the call here because he's available now before I start this next thing, because I'm going to talk about two things I know very well. One is Mini. I've been around this car. I've worked on thousands of them over the last 15, 16 years. I've owned 7 now. I'm on my 7th. I love the brand, so I know it very well. And the other thing I know very well is Las Vegas. I go there about 5-6 times a year. I have been for a very long time. I've stayed just about everywhere there is to stay in Vegas. I drive all over that town, not just the Strip, not just the tourist stuff. I love the town, but I love the tourist aspect of it too. I love going to Vegas. I love gambling. I love eating at the nice restaurants and things like that. So let me get to this point here, is that Mini has the same problem that Las Vegas has. And Las Vegas has been going through this identity crisis of trying to market to these, for lack of a better term, millennials and millennial hipsters, because traditionally they're not going to Vegas to gamble. They're not doing the traditional things, and they're trying to go, hey, this generation has a bunch of money to spend. We need their money. So they're going, okay, we're going to have arcades, these arcades and beer pong, and they're trying to think of all these things, and they've been massive failures everywhere in Vegas. They've been massive failures. They're trying new things now. They're putting in a new zip line on the Strip. These adventures, if you will. the same thing that Mini is doing. They're trying to market an adventure and experience, which I get, and I understand the marketing towards this, but they've been massive failures. And so how these two compare, Mini in Las Vegas, they're going after a target, they're targeting a market who are not their consumers, but they want them desperately to be. Okay? Instead of saying, you know what? We got a lot of older people who are buying our product. Las Vegas, we got a lot of older people who come here.
Yeah.
They gamble a lot. They eat a lot of food and spend money, and then they go to shows. They do these things, and they spend a lot of money. We don't want their money. We want these young people's money.
But honestly, the number of old people in the buffets, honestly, come on. Oof.
Well, but anyway, what I'm saying is there's money in it, DB. That's their clientele. And in realizing this is our clientele, let's target to these people who are already spending their money here. And Mini has the same problem as going, we are letting down the people who love this brand, who have bought this brand for 15 years, and who are our potential target customers, the older people who have the money to go, shoot, I don't have a problem spending $40,000 on a Mini. Load it up. Give me the JCW. That's great.
Yeah.
I love it. They really don't. They don't care because dropping that kind of money is no big deal. Instead of embracing these people, they're going, oh, we're going to offend you because we're going to target these young, tattooed, long beard, dreadlock people.
Yes, wearing tight jeans.
Right, there's nothing wrong with that. That's a perfectly fine thing. But to do it in...
Those are people that aren't going to buy the car.
Well, there's a little bit of that. Some of them might, okay? But I don't think it's going to be the majority of the customers.
Yeah.
And so I see this, and I've been fascinated over the last 2 years of watching Mini do the exact same thing that Las Vegas has done. And it's been it's funny because I read a lot of forums and news sites about Vegas and how it's a running joke of the next millennial, marketing failure. Mm-hmm. They tried. And it's like we're watching Mini do this. And DB, it drives you as crazy as it drives me to see these hipster pictures of going, what the hell are these people doing? Who wants to buy this car?
Right.
Because of what this is, instead of going like we all just said, show me how fun this car is to drive.
Yeah.
Let me see it on the track. Yeah. Let me see. And they're starting.
Here's the next Mini ad. You ready for this, Todd? You just wrote it. So you have $40,000 burning a hole in your pocket, looking for a good time? Come down and see your Mini dealer. Boom. One commercial. You know where that'd fit? They put in those little commercials during the football game now, those little 10-second, 15-second spots. That's where you put it. Done. And I just sold like 100 cars.
The most fun you can have. And here's the other crazy thing, too, is almost back-to-back with the Mini ad that I saw this past weekend. I shit you not, a commercial for a Toyota Camry. Okay?
Oh, dude, those were all over during the game on Sunday.
Right. They show them during NFL games. They're all over.
God, yeah.
However, DB, you look at that and you go, damn, that Camry looks fun. They show this woman in the car, and she's jamming the gas pedal down.
And it's red.
She's got this big grin on her face, and she's driving through the mountains.
And they even have like some kind of piped-in exhaust. There's no way in a Camry sounds like that. But
exactly,
they've got,
you and I are both going.
But they've got some kind of like cool sounding like exhaust. Man, maybe the Camry sounds like that now. Who knows? But I'm just going. I've never heard a Camry sound like that. But that's pretty rad. Anyway, it's a pretty exciting commercial, and it makes me go. I'm not boring enough to own a Camry, but that one doesn't look like it's boring.
Right.
And I'm tempted to go check it out.
You could see people would go, I want a smile on my face like her.
Exactly. Right.
I don't. That didn't come out right.
Yeah, it did. It totally did.
Hey, Brian Dallas is here from Ride Bikes Radio, everybody.
Ta-da.
Hey, what happens in your Mini stays in your Mini,
Yeah.
Just to be like on your Vegas, Vegas.
But here's
not always.
Here's the difference, though, is Toyota and Mazda they're doing the same type of marketing right now. Right,
yeah,
and
how about when Alpha did that when they announced the Giulia? Like
there was that
this fast car ripping corners and stuff. I'm like, that car looks hot.
Yeah, and then Mini's focusing on putting people in its ad that just got off of work and are walking through Whole Foods.
That forgot to shave.
Right, and it's a bunch of people are just angry and they don't care and they can't be bothered.
Mm-hmm. And so it's sophisticated and premium. You're not supposed to have fun with sophisticated and premium, and it's driving me up the freaking wall and
But
going,
it's not.
you know
I
what?
mean, honestly, this car's not a BMW. It's nice. The F56 is nice. It's a very high quality vehicle. It's very premium. Blah 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 blah. But it's still not a BMW. It's not a Merc. It's not even an Audi.
Here's the thing. You realize the 5 of us could go to New Jersey and spend 6 months and turn this company around simply by marketing, by going, you guys are getting it wrong. Get out. Get out. Let us do this.
Get out.
Come back.
Well, yeah, but they don't want to hear that.
We're gonna bring in.
No, they
Uncle,
don't want to hear any of that.
We're gonna bring Uncle Jim in for a week, and he's gonna punch you guys around. We're gonna have a good time.
He is on a beach somewhere going, whatever.
Yeah.
It's like John Boehner right now. He's kicking back with a big old drink, laughing at everyone else.
We're gonna bring Uncle
like-
Jim back for just like a week, and just so he can say, "Oh, it took you guys this long to call me," and then we'll say, "Okay, that's all we needed. Thanks, Jim. Go. You can go now." And then we'll just turn it around.
Yeah,
I think
feel bad.
Go ahead, Todd.
I really feel bad because I think marketing companies and advertising agencies and marketing companies have sold all companies this bill of goods that everyone lives in a city, everyone is an hipster, and that is all there is. That is all the
or
market
they
is.
aspire to live in a city, or they aspire to be a hipster.
That's what's cool, and that's the only thing that's cool, and so that's where we're going to focus our energies. And I think it's been a failure for a lot of, not for all companies.
No.
Some companies have succeeded at it. The craft beer industry, if you will, I think has succeeded at capitalizing on that market because they're that group of people are big fans of craft culture.
Yeah,
and
but also too, craft beer doesn't advertise at the level, even at MINIUSA's level, right?
No. But the ones that do, even the big dogs who like to say they're craft beer, who
Like
really
Sam,
aren't.
like Sam
And I'm
Adams
talking-
and
Yeah.
But those people are getting word of mouth, though.
Yeah.
I mean, because somebody tastes it and they're like, "Oh, this is really good. You should try this." And everyone's like, "Oh, it is really good. I should try this."
You know what, Chad?
And
that sounds really familiar. You know who else used to get word of mouth?
yeah, right, exactly. And
Yeah, this little car company we all fell in love with in 2002.
Right.
exactly, anything that's really good will get word of mouth. There's a restaurant here in Detroit, like they served really good barbecue, and they still really do. But everyone's like, "Oh my God, have you had this before? You have to have this. You need to go try this."
Mm-hmm.
And the people that have eaten there will be your best representation. And the people, me, Todd, DB, all of us that have had the Gen 1 cars and then maybe the Gen 2s and or the Gen 3s now, you know, we've stayed in the brand. We're the best people that they could have on their team.
And yet they're pissing me off with these stupid commercials.
Oh, yeah. They're believe me,
having an epic experience that has nothing to do with the car.
No.
I might as well ride my bicycle to the epic experience, people.
That's the other podcast, ridebikesradio.com. Check it out. Thanks.
I'm on the verge of dropping F-bombs like Gabe Bridger, and I'm holding back as
you
good
know what?
as I can.
And
he knows DB's editing, and we got to,
you know what?
I got to be nice.
And now we have a show title.
But anyway, you know, you get my whole thing, and I hope my analogy of Las Vegas, I mean, made a little bit of sense anyway, that they're having the same problem that Mini does, trying to target a market of people, and it's like, this is not your customer base. Go after enjoy what your customer base is. Screw what everybody else is saying. Make the money and shut up.
They need to hire in Wilford Brimley, and he needs to be the new spokesperson for Mini. They need to sell to their audience. That's the guy who's buying the car. It's the people that are our age or slightly older because they got the money.
Those Eckies, you know, like I don't know how to drive, but when I do, I drive amazing.
Remember those two dudes that sold wine coolers?
Oh, yeah, Bartles and James. Yeah.
Bartles and James, yeah.
Yeah, man, they need to think about marketing.
You know who would do better than what they're doing right now? Matthew McConaughey selling Lincolns. He's doing a better job than whatever they're doing with this whole MINIUSA marketing.
You know, they could market it and like this total hipster like malarkey like area, the Mini Cooper pinball game. Like they could totally be like, "Oh my God, this is the greatest game ever! I gotta play this," and like somehow turn the pinball game into driving cars on the road, and then you kind of realize, "Oh, this is fun," with driving you know.
Oh wait a minute,
there
that
you
was
go.
that was already
There's
that
one
was
for free.
that
Send me
was
a
actually
T-shirt.
wasn't that an ad already? The pinball machine. I think
I
that was already an ad.
Not pinball games, but they've had multiple other failures.
Nathan Fillion. They need Nathan Fillion driving a Mini Cooper. Boom.
Yeah, and here's the thing: is it doesn't have to be. We're not even talking about the marketing. Doesn't have to be goofy. It just has to be fun.
Yeah.
It doesn't have to be sappy.
And it
or
doesn't have to
slick.
be funny like the can of Coke spraying all over the inside of the windshield. Because
You know, the whole, cram it in the boot.
we can't do that either. But it can't be like old school, funny, silly, fun. It needs to be fun.
It needs to be intelligent.
It
but
needs to be
that's the
Toyota
thing.
Camry commercial level of intelligent fun, like Todd said.
Right.
It's
Right.
like,
And I think-
check it out. This woman, she's driving a red Camry that's making some crazy non-Toyota exhaust sound, but she's having a good old time. So I'm going to go buy that car.
It blows my mind
I know.
that almost back to back, and I think that's what struck me the most is, watching TV, I saw these two ads, the Mini ad and that Toyota ad, almost back to back, and went, one of these car companies is struggling and one is not. And
Yeah, so
Toyota's doing very well right now, by the way.
this is what is Mini is actually behind the times. This just came to me, and I don't know why it just came to me now. Mini is still trying to sell a product, right? Everybody else has moved on. Nobody's selling products anymore. They're selling an experience, which happens to be a product.
Yeah,
right?
but I mean, you could look at what Volkswagen's doing right now. They're still selling cars. They're still giving you really good rates. And yes, they're a little bit bigger than Mini, but they had a scandal. They had we
Doesn't seem
totally
to hurt them.
tried to
Didn't hurt them at
deny
all.
everybody. And you know what? That didn't hurt. And buying, and they're still selling. They're still doing everything they wanted, even though they maybe hurted the environment for a little while. But whatever. It's good.
Well,
But-
they lost a few $1 billion because they got fined.
Yeah, because of fines, but
They're a large enough company to.
yeah, but whatever. They still, they're still selling cars to people because they still want those cars.
Right. And they still have a
why
big
is
enthusiast base that they're not jumping, and the enthusiasts aren't jumping ship.
Right, and why is Mini not getting that out of all of this? And we've talked about how so many customers that we've known, long time, die-hard people, it's in their blood, they bleed Minis,
Yes.
are leaving the brand.
Right.
Daily.
with daily, hourly, jumping ship as fast as they can because they're like, you know what, I don't want to get stuck with this brick of a downfall. It'd be like buying a house in the ghetto and be like, property values are going up. I guarantee you, man. I got this. It's
Buying one of those
possible.
dollhouses in Detroit where they stole the backs off the back of the house.
Oh, actually, they're going up right now. So I mean, that was a good bet. So
Well, and
who
that's
knows?
that's the problem with Mini too. Is I think it spent too many years, and I want to say 5 to 7 years with
Relaxing on their laurels.
really reliability issues.
Yeah, that's what I was
Yeah.
going to say is building a crap car, the first generation R56. Sorry.
There's no doubt about that.
Oh, yeah, totally.
You owned one. You had that Cooper for a while, and you said, "Here's the problem: is your 2002 or 2003 was built so much better than a car that was 10 years newer."
Yes. The R50 was even the first year R50 was such a nicer car than the first generation R56. Just the build quality alone surpassed it by leaps and bounds. Sure, the R56 was more reliable and quieter, blah blah blah. Checked all the boxes for the customer surveys, but it wasn't near as fun to drive, and it was what I think was the term I used. It was just fall aparty, right?
Well, and
it just
right,
felt
right.
it felt cheap and it felt like garbage, and the R50 did not. Even
And
with
here's where I
300,000 miles on it.
And here's where I bring the voice of Gabe Bridger back into the conversation and say, here's the thing, though. The new Mini is the best Mini they've ever made, and
Right.
I would agree with that. It is the reliability issues are all but gone now. These cars, the new ones since 2014, are very reliable. They had a few issues in the very beginning, but I think overall they're extremely reliable. They're well built.
Yes.
They're solid. I haven't had a single thing fall off of my car
Right.
in 2 years of ownership.
Has good feel. You know,
It's
it's
a-
high quality materials, or the materials at least feel like they're high quality, even if they may not be. They still feel like a nice material. It's nice to
Yeah,
touch,
it's just
you know.
this is true.
Yeah.
But the car is still ugly as all cats' butts are.
Yeah, you need to do some work about this. But see, that's why I still have a job.
Right.
Because I make a living of making
it less
something
ugly.
that's not so beautiful into something that is kind of beautiful.
Right. I mean, they got an ugly car that works really well, but they can't sell these because they're still not marketing them well. So how do they fix all of that? You know,
Bring back the R53.
Well, 6 months.
You know, we all love that, and yes, there's been a big uproar on the internet. I mean, I don't know if you've seen that lately. Like, oh, you're loving our R53. We're gonna die hard and make this R56 last for forever. And
R53
whatever.
is life.
Yeah, I mean, and that's fine. I mean, everybody can love their cars, and that's what the Mini lifestyle is. It's loving your car. Yeah. It's loving the Mini brand. 5.3, 5.6, whatever. It doesn't really matter. But how do we make this go farther than that? Yes, they're making a really, really good car right now, but they need to really start selling these hardcore, and they really need to make the looks like pop. They really need to make that car look good.
Yeah. Well, that's the thing is we can't do anything about it, and it's not MINIUSA's fault.
That's
that
Mini
the car looks the way it looks.
Right. That's European crash standards because they drive into people.
Yeah, we can't blame MINIUSA.
Oh, but you know who else did that recently? Have you guys seen I saw a TV commercial. Is it the new Hyundais? They have now caved in and gone to the catfish mouth front end as well.
Mm-hmm.
It's a trend. I swear to God, it's a trend in cars, and it needs to die sooner than later. Awful. And this is, I think, another issue that I don't know if car companies can get past this, that Gabe was talking about, is they're planning 6-10 years into the future.
Right.
Okay? So this car that we're looking at now was planned 10 years ago when that was a trend. And other car companies are having the same issue, is they're living off of, designers 10 years ago who no longer even work for the company, so we can't yell at them anymore. And Mini is no different. The guy who designed this car is long gone. He's, flying rubber dog shit out of China or something. Right. I have seriously no idea where he is. He just vanished. He went to work for some reborn German car company called the Borg or something. I don't know. Borgward. That's it. Borgward.
Who is this?
It really was.
Who
I'm not kidding.
About?
I'm not kidding. But the previous designer.
Oh yeah, I don't know where he went to go.
Yeah, but anyway, I have hopes for this. But the problem is it's going to take years for the looks of the car to turn around. I'm really disappointed that what we've seen so far of the LCI that's coming next March, the car isn't going to look any different.
No, you won't know. You won't notice it hardly at all.
I mean, unless the taillights, which it's cool. They put Union Jacks in the taillights. But other than that, and the headlights are a little bit different. But 9 out of 10 people aren't going to notice that. They aren't going to notice that at all. And I have to say, I spent the last week driving periodically a 2018. Okay, and they've made some improvements.
Okay.
Since my car. Quite a few. It's the little things. One, they moved the sport. The sport button is no longer a ring around the shift. Right. It's now a switch on the dash. It's a toggle switch, which just takes some getting used to, but it's a good move. The other thing that annoys the crap out of me in my 2016, and Brian, you'll probably agree with this, it has the start-stop button. Okay, you don't put a key in the dash anymore. You haven't done that since 2014. You press the button to turn the car on, and then you press it again to start. Okay, well, when you get out of the car, when you stop the car, you reach down and you turn the car off. Okay? And then you decide you want to get out of the car. In my car, in the 2016, I have to reach over and hit the button again. If I don't,
because your electronics are still on.
The car will stay on until the battery runs down.
Even if you lock your car?
I can get out of the car and lock it, and everything will shut down.
But if you're pulling into your garage at home and you're done for the day,
and I just get out of the car.
You just get out of the car. You get them. I have the same problem with my car. It does the same thing.
There's no reason to lock the car.
Although mine will turn off in 15 minutes. So
okay, mine will not.
5 minutes, Todd. The iDrive system will shut down in 5 minutes if the car's sitting inactive.
Yeah, it will eventually shut down. But anyway, the new car in 18, and I think they fixed this in 17 also. As soon as you open the driver's door, everything shuts itself off. You don't have
actually. Yeah, it started with the Clubman. The Clubman started coming coded like that, where when you pop the door, the driver door, then all the electronics would power off.
Oh, nice.
And Chad can chime in on this. Is that Marzo can code that into the car also now
I'm
on
driving
the older.
tomorrow.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, that's an easy code right there.
Tomorrow.
yeah. We've been doing a ton of coding, and people are like, "Oh my god, you can do this!" Like,
Dude, it's
yeah.
literally flipping switches in there that the Germans decided to say 9 to.
And, well, it's interesting because some of the new cars, they're starting to figure out, it's like, well, we can code this stuff in. Let's make this user ability. Back when we bought our 2003 Minis, they're like, here's the checklist. Check what you would like it to do. And then they kind of got rid of that, but now they're going back to that, going, well, we have all of these options in the pull downs. Let's give the customers this idea of we can customize this car. Do I really want auto-up windows or do I not want auto-up windows? And they can make all of that stuff. I mean, that's just one option of many, many options that they can do. So
yeah.
I know it's our favorite thing to say. It's a problem with the Germans. These people eat their sandwiches with a knife and fork. We've seen them do it.
Todd and I have actually seen them do it. We're not lying.
Nope.
Yeah. The other cool thing too, Todd, I'm sure you've already noticed it too, is any cars with cold weather or power folding, you just hold the lock button down on the remote longer and it folds the mirrors up.
Yep. That is a very cool feature, and I see a lot of finally doing that, and it's great even if you're parking not parallel parking, but parking lot. It's great because people walk between the cars, and how many times do you walk out and somebody's jacked your mirror around and they run into it for whatever?
Probably a Fiat owner.
Yeah, I'll tell you, if you park too close to my car and your mirrors are anywhere near where I have to try to walk, they're going to be folded in.
I'll fold them for you.
Here you go. And they're like, well, I can't get my mirrors out.
Don't park so close to my car next time, jackass.
The best time is to just do the passenger side. So when they get in to drive their car, they have to get out and go all the way around. I've put the mirror out.
Well, me as an aftermarket company, it pains me because it's like, okay, we've spent this money, we have these technologies, we can do this because we're the aftermarket, we love doing this. But now the Mini themselves are starting to do this, so it kind of sucks because we lose that income and we lose the cool factor. But I would rather the dealerships and Mini be able to do that. That way I don't have to deal with all of the other little things or the customers that don't know how these things work, or even just teaching somebody how a seat goes up and down. I mean, that can be a huge time suck in my days, and I'm not making the big dollars that the sales guys are making really when they're selling these cars. So it's like, hey, let these guys teach.
Yeah, well, and the whole point I think is that
Chad's going robot.
Chad turned robot. I think the whole point is that the cars are getting better. Mini is making better cars.
Hang on, Todd. We have to wait for this to finish.
Chad's gone robotic.
That'll catch up.
Hey, Chad, your internet sucks, buddy.
Internet totally sucks, yeah.
Wow.
Wait till you hear what happened. Chad, you got to listen to the show.
You have to listen because that was
pretty awesome.
No idea what you sounded like, and it was awesome.
It was pretty awesome.
It totally was.
It was Chad doing dubstep with his voice.
Yeah, it was Max Headroom.
It really was. But anyway,
well, that's how I actually in real life. So.
Max Headroom. Okay.
Back to my point, and I think that's the thing, is that Mini's making better cars. These cars are really good cars. Let's just figure out a way to sell them better than they've been doing, because I think it's still, get over the looks of it, which, seriously, what car looks really good today? There aren't that many. They all have their issues, and I think you can get over them with Mini with a little bit of graphics and some tweaks, black out the grill and do something that are not expensive. I mean, I'm talking, a couple $100, you can make this car look fantastic. So then get in and experience it by driving it and enjoy it, and especially the JCW. Go drive a car that's a JCW, or go drive one that's been upgraded with the exhaust, and you will see how much fun it is, and bring people back around. And it's like, oh my gosh, I want to beat my head against the wall every time I see another Mini ad talk about, something that has nothing to do with driving the car.
Remember this time last year when they had, or was it last year? Was when they did the, the ones with Harvey Keitel and all that stuff.
Super Bowl ads. Yeah, the Super Bowl ads.
Yeah, that just had literally nothing to do with anything.
Yeah, I can't even tell you
we're kind of in that same realm again.
It was so not memorable. I can't even tell. What was the name of that campaign?
I don't even remember. It was not normal. No, it wasn't not normal.
Not normal.
It wasn't not normal.
No, it wasn't not normal. It was. Oh my gosh! This is how unmemorable it was.
I don't remember what that campaign
really
was
bad.
called.
What was that campaign, guys?
I honestly do not remember. Now I have to look because they used a baseball player.
I can't even believe it. I can't believe that all of us can't even remember what the hell that campaign was.
Well, I've been drinking, so I have an excuse.
That should help your memory.
Yeah, that's right.
Defy labels.
Bad.
Defy labels. That would see not
Defy
normal.
Hipster malarkey.
I had to do Google to figure that one out.
Oh my gosh, yeah, and that was so not memorable that. But see, like I said, that ad agency is gone now.
Right.
True.
The agency
but that went into the crapper as soon as what's her name got busted for possession of whatever, or driving under the influence, right?
Yeah.
That was a jewel.
Like, oops, way to go. How do you cut that? How do you cut her, like, a whole commercial?
How do you pull her out? She's right in the middle of the whole ad, right?
Right.
Yeah.
So anyway, I don't know. I think it all has to do with a couple of things. Marketing, getting people in the door to drive these things once again, and just no longer trying to sell this car as every car is premium. I don't care what Gabe would maybe probably disagree with me on this. There's some crappy cars out there, but even the crappy ones are pretty good.
Yeah.
Okay, even a Kia Soul, which is kind of I don't want to say it's a crappy car. It's not a bad car, but you get in it and stuff's not going to fall off in your hand anymore like it used to in the original Scions. I mean,
they still have that every 10 years. They update a lot of things. So you have to think about what we're thinking in mini brands. R53 is 10 years old. So if you have a brand new Kia Soul, that car is way better than the old cars.
It feels like a Rolls Royce by comparison.
Exactly.
Yeah. And that's the thing too, is just to go, all cars have leveled. Think about this back to 2002. Mini had a lot of features that no other car had. Think about something simple as the windows that dipped.
Mm-hmm.
How cool was that? No other car, with the exception of BMWs and high-end Mercedes, did that.
Right.
Yeah.
On the level of a car to go, wow, they really thought about this.
Yeah.
And the cool toggle switches and the things that made Mini different, everybody is doing now. So then you go, all right, everybody's doing the same thing, same shtick. How do you sell this car? We'll talk about how well it drives. It still drives better than almost every other car on the road, especially for the price.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So I don't know. We're beating the dead horse, but I'm going to keep beating it until sales get better.
Yeah.
And I want to say November sales, I predict, will be not as bad as. Ryan, what do you think?
Let's put it this way. I've done more Encore second dates than we've sold cars this month. How's that?
What? How's that possible? The flaggers?
Well, because of what I had left over from last month.
Oh, okay.
So that's why. But we, as of tonight, when I left, we were at 41 cars. So we're minimum 15 to 18 cars off a normal month for us.
Wow.
That's huge.
Yeah.
Wow. I think we were at least 30 plus here in Kansas City. I don't know. I'm going off of, like, from what I work on and what I see, and I talk to the people, which is pretty good for Kansas City. I mean, we're a small market town. We're mid-market town as far as the country goes. And it's not bad. It's not great, but it sure isn't 10,
Yeah.
Do you the one thing I noticed this month is that the Black Friday, dealer rollout of that sale, that whole weekend thing that you may or may not have seen in your inboxes, was actually fairly successful, I think, because it got traffic in the stores, and whether those customers were qualified or not has little to do with it. But we did sell 8 cars on the first day, which is
interesting.
Which is not something that we've done in quite a long time.
But it was a result of it was like marketing that worked.
Yeah, there was traffic. We hired an outside, event person to sit there and greet and take customer lead information, and then we turned a lot of those into sales, which is good on us. But on the next day of it, it was half of that, and then the next day after that, it was none. So,
well, I can't explain it one way or another, and I don't know what happened here over Thanksgiving. I was not working at the dealer. I was working here at the office, all weekend on that beautiful Union Jack car that you've seen on Facebook.
It's really pretty, Todd. Really, really well done. You're a talented motherfucker. Oh, excuse me.
Jeez,
Mark that.
Oh, Gabe.
Mark that.
Dropping F-bombs like Bridger. Like I said, we've got a show title.
Thank you for saying so. And on that note.
Yes. Really quick, guys, we're going to go ahead and we're going to wrap this puppy up a little bit. But I want to remind you guys, and actually I want to tell you about something really cool. And this is by our friends over at Craven Speed. You guys know them, cravenspeed.com, right? Up in the Pacific Northwest. They make the really cool stuff for your Mini for all other brands. The cool shorty antenna, the supercharger pulley, the really dope short shift kit for the R56, blah, blah, blah. All the cool stuff that you guys love. They actually have this really cool contest happening right now. And it's simple. All you have to do is follow them on the internet. So if you want to follow them, I would recommend following them either on the Twitter or on Instagram. And they are Craven Speed Team on one of those two. And they're giving away free stuff, including this week, which it would next week by the time we get to the show, they were giving away a classic shift knob, one of the old school aluminum Craven Speed shift knobs. Giving one away because they're not selling it anymore. They had one in the warehouse. They're basically purging the warehouse of all the cool stuff they don't sell anymore, and you guys are going to get the benefit. All you have to do is go follow them on the Instagram, and that's Craven Speed Team, or on Twitter, same thing, Craven Speed Team on Twitter, and they tell you what you need to do to get a chance to win a prize, to win something cool from basically from the Craven Speed archives. Really, really cool stuff. Go follow them along. And then when you're done with that, if they don't have anything that, you're really interested in, sort of like the Amazon treasure truck, it's like, I don't need that today. So you're just going to punch up cravenspeed.com, and you're going to go check whatever brand of car you own. You guys all own Minis, but if you have another car, another brand in your driveway, click Browse by Make. And there's a good chance they're going to have something cool for you, especially if there's anybody out there that are Miata people. Craven Speed's got you guys hooked up on the MX-5s and all versions basically of the Miata. Of course, if you are a Mini person, you guys get all the cool stuff over there. I want you to go check it all out. The dipstick, the smartphone mounts, the GoPro mounts, the strut tower defender, the platypus mount, the GoPro mount, the FlexPod, everything. There's like 10 pages of stuff for the Mini at cravenspeed.com. Go over there and check it all out. Don't forget to sign up for the newsletter. Kind of cool. You don't get emails like you get from Out Motoring, which is nice. So you just get like an email when something new happens to land on the site. They're all, oh, hey, check this thing out. This is cool. And you get an email for it. Once a month. Maybe once a month you get an email. No big deal. Go over there, sign up. Very cool. Now, it's Christmas time, so somebody on your list is going to want something from Craven Speed. It might just be a dipstick. It might be something as complex as the short shifter for the R56, which is an amazing piece, by the way, if I haven't said that like 100 times already. I want you guys to go over there, pick something up, go place your order. And you can have them ship it directly to Chad. That's fine over at Detroit Tune. They'll take care of it. And Chad will get it installed for you guys. But when you're ordering from Craven Speed, make sure there's a place there on the comment. When you place your order, there's a spot to leave a comment. I want you guys to make sure you say, thanks for supporting White Roof Radio. We really appreciate that. So do they. They, of course, being our friends over at Craven Speed. Cravenspeed.com. Would you very much please go and check them out? Thank you. Very handsome crew. The Craven Speed folks have. And you know what? I'm really mad at Craven Speed right now, too. Can I say this? Can I tell you guys in confidence why I'm mad at Craven Speed?
Don't be a hater.
Somebody from Craven Speed, and I don't know who it was. I don't know if it was Kellen. I don't know if it was Jeremy. I don't know who it was. Somebody was in Arizona at the Good Guys show, like last weekend, right?
I didn't call it.
I didn't hear. I saw a photo. Maybe somebody snuck them the photo and they used it on their Instagram. I don't really know. I called them out on Instagram. It's like, hello, somebody was here. Literally, for anybody's reference, I live in Phoenix. I work in Scottsdale, where the Good Guys event was happening. from my office parking lot with probably a pitching wedge. I can put balls in the parking lot all day long, and I suck at golf.
That'd be like us visiting Vegas and not telling Todd that we're there.
You know what? I get a message every week from somebody who's like, "Hey, I'm going to be in Vegas this week. Are you going to be there?"
It was like me going to the United States side of Niagara Falls and all my Toronto friends getting mad that I didn't go visit them.
Right.
Just like that. They were in my backyard. Somebody from Craven Speed, and it was Kellen, it was Jeremy, it was, I don't know, maybe it was Tristan. One of the boys came out, or one of their friends came out, and that's fine, but I'm calling them on it right now. If you guys are coming to Arizona, you guys need to contact me. You guys know how to do that, and we'll hang out. We'll have good times. I'll show you where all the good places to go drink good craft artisanal beer is.
A special interview.
Maybe a special interview, maybe not. We'll see. But they didn't even contact me. Oh, I'm not bitter or anything.
A little bit.
You just
really? Yeah.
Well, you sound pretty calm about it.
Anyway, we love those guys over at Craven Speed. They know I'm just messing around, but not really. But we love those guys over at Craven Speed. Go check them out. CravenSpeed.com. Pretty please. They're awesome. They really are awesome group of guys, and they make some really cool shit. So go check it out. Who else has anything else? We had an odd shape show. I want to thank everybody for your patience in last week's episode, where we just the best comment actually was somebody on Twitter who thought it was really funny because with Gabe being sick, sounded like he was drunk and talking to nobody. Because if you listen to Flu Gabe at the beginning of 633, he sounds slightly drunk, talking to no one. And I go, yes. And that's exactly why I shared it, because the bits where it wasn't good conversation, which was Todd and Gabe, it was funny. And that's why I shared it with you guys anyway. So I apologize for that. That was 100% on me. And as a backup tonight, Todd's actually recording to make sure, just in case mine goes foul.
Yes, I am back up tonight.
Todd is back up tonight. You guys should get Black Roof this week as well. So if you are a Black Roof Radio subscriber, make sure you go over and check Black Roof Patreon page because, well, there's probably something already there. I hope. So go check that out. If you're not already part of the Black Roof Radio crew, simple to do. Patreon.com/Black Roof, White Roof Radio. That gets you early access to all the episodes. Plus, you get the Patreon only Black Roof Radio episodes, and all that costs you like $1 a show.
The Black Roof Not Safe for Work show.
Yes, that's why that's why it doesn't go into the main feed.
It's not.
No,
it's safe for Detroit too.
It's
right.
Yeah. Headphones.
We have comedians playing full time out in the shop area that's talking about really gross things sometimes.
Nice.
That's awesome.
Nice. No, Black Roof Radio. For those of you who don't know what Black Roof, it's kind of like an inside joke. It's it's not White Roof. It's Black Roof because it's it's a little dark. There's curse words.
It's shady. Blue. It's not dark. It's blue.
More blue, yeah. But we call it Black Roof Radio, and we like to goof around and it's like, oh, that's Black Roof Radio. But now
it's fun. It's a lot of fun.
It's a lot of fun, and we don't talk about cars all the time. This week we talked about Apple CarPlay, and we talked about the Roadster key and Skype looking like cotton candy.
It's worth $1. Go over to patreon.com/White Roof Radio and pay $1 or $2.
Exactly.
It's totally
worth $1. Yeah,
it's worth more than $1.
Yeah.
Are you kidding? Come on.
Exactly, and then it doubles your episodes of White Roof Radio, as long as my recording doesn't barf.
Doesn't crap out.
Exactly. Anyway, so there's that. Thank you very much. Ride Bikes Radio. Me and Brian, we talk about bicycles. And we just talk about bicycles, and occasionally we talk about beer. RideBikesRadio.com, also available wherever you find White Roof Radio. If that's something you think would interest you, please check us out. We're talking about repairing bikes, getting fitted for bikes, diet tips, all that kind of stuff. It's really, really cool. Yeah. We have a good time with it.
Yeah.
Ride Bikes Radio.
Yeah, we talked about cannabis last night.
Yes,
so
we actually
it'll be a good
talked
show.
about cannabis on this week's show. So go over and check it out. RideBikesRadio.com.
And coming soon for 2018, the White Roof Radio Basket Weaving Podcast.
Yay!
Yes.
Remember, put it in
Inside
water
joke,
first.
and if you really wonder, you're going to have to ask one of us what that means.
in person, because boy,
Yes.
yeah. Uh-huh.
I think Brian wrote that joke too.
No,
I did.
yeah.
No, I didn't.
No,
write that.
Chad did.
I don't know.
Chad did.
Chad
wrote that joke.
I don't know.
Chad's funnier than,
Chad's
especially
funnier
when he
than
cyborgs it.
Chad's funnier than he looks.
That's a good joke. You don't know.
That looks pretty funny.
Stitches in the forehead that are just a little frightening right now.
I gave him the good
you,
compliment. I
Ash. Oh
said he
my
was
God.
one step closer to his Harry Potter scar.
Yeah, the forehead is actually healing quite well.
Oh,
right
thank
now.
God.
It's good. That was a solid effort, Chad.
Yeah,
I'm surprised we
I'll
didn't
tell
see
you.
your brains through that hole. Good grief. It was huge.
Yeah.
Somebody asked me, "Is like, do you have a concussion?" I was like, "Probably, yeah,
A little bit, maybe a little bit.
maybe just a little bit, yes." But you know
The
what?
Detroit
No
Tune
eyebrows
concussion.
were harmed in the making of this.
The
Yeah.
Detroit Tune concussion protocol is Marzo holding up fingers in front of Chad's face.
Well, you know what?
Behind his
And Chad's like, "Get those out of my face! I don't know where they've been."
You can tell
Oh,
a
that's so
true
bad.
person of a person when they're like, "Are you okay?" I was like, "I'm not sure," and they actually carry you from one place to another.
Sure.
And then Nick goes out and he's like, "How are you doing?" He goes, "Dude, there's blood. There's blood everywhere. This is not good." So
We don't mean we don't mean to
everybody
laugh
pulled
at
together.
you.
We made it happen. So.
Chad, we're not laughing at you. We're laughing because of you.
Oh yeah, of course.
And
And
Is there any other way to laugh at Chad?
Follow us on Facebook.
yeah, follow Detroit Tuned on Facebook, and also because I'm just picturing Marzo handling the Detroit Tuned concussion protocol.
Yeah.
That this is making me just laugh and giggle, and that's going to stay with me for the whole weekend.
Yes. Yeah.
That's good times right there. Whoo, nice. Yeah, Detroit Tuned, DetroitTune.com. If you're within a 12-hour drive of the shop, use your shop anyway. And if you need stuff for your Mini, for the Mini enthusiast in your life, go over to DetroitTune.com. If it's available from anybody, Chad can get it. And if you need it installed, Chad or Omar's or one of those fine mechanics at the shop will install it for you and get it set up. Or if you just need, you're lazy and you need to put your winter tires on, Chad will just take him down to the shop, and Chad and his guys will do it, and they'll do it once over on your car. Make sure it's safe to drive in the wintertime. Honestly, people. DetroitTune.com.
Got it.
Thank you very much. And then I just had one other thing. This is a memory that just popped into my brain. And this is like one of the funniest things from Mini Takes Estates, and this is the one that only Todd will ever get. And that's the bumper stickers. It's like I had, or was it blank at Mini Takes Estates, and it's like I fell down in an elevator at Mini Takes Estates. Best bumper sticker ever.
Oh my God!
Do you remember that one? I think I
Yeah,
still have that somewhere.
2000,
That was 2008. Yeah.
2008, L.A.
No, that was in Boston. Or
Boston?
no, on the way to Boston. Yeah, I know it was because Rono actually fell down in an elevator. He was laughing so hard.
Oh my gosh!
You remember?
That one? That was 2008. Yeah.
That was 2008. Oh my God, that was so fun. TBT.
This is what everybody missed if they haven't listened for years.
Yeah, you would have not even got that. That's inside business. Yeah, and you know what? That's what nobody else gets because they're not buying the damn cars. Boom. Bring
Talk
it back
it.
around.
Just come to Mini Takes the States and have fun with us.
There you go. That's all you got to do. But we're done.
it.
What? Go, Todd.
That's it.
Oh,
We're
yeah.
done.
Okay, we're done. We are done for the night. Thanks, everybody, for listening. Staying subscribed, all the things. We'll probably have one more show for you guys before the new year, so stay tuned for that. But otherwise, like Todd said, like I said, we are done. This is the part of the show where I do like to make that funny clicking sound, and then I say... Questions, comments, or concerns, go ahead, click back over to whiteroofradio.com. There you can leave us a note in the show notes. You can also email us, feedback@whiteroofradio.com. Till next time, guys, this is DB. I'm done.
Cheers.
See ya.
Bye-bye, everybody.